All right, let's talk about one of the most incredible street foods out there, Alexandrian liver. If you've ever had it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That savory, spicy, absolutely unforgettable flavor. It just seems impossible to get right at home. Well, I'm here to tell you that the secret's out, and I'm going to walk you through every single step to bring that perfect street food taste right into your kitchen.
I hear it all the time. I try to make it, but it's not the same. And you're right, it's usually not. That's because there are a few key secrets that make all the difference. And today, we're spilling them all. By the time we're done here, you are going to have the exact formula to nail that flavor every single time. So let's get cooking.
So, here's our roadmap. We're going to start with the absolute soul of the dish, which is the secret spice blend. Then we'll whip up the perfect marinade, I'll show you how to prep the liver like a pro, and we'll make a super quick tahini sauce. And then the grand finale, bringing it all together for that perfect sizzling sandwich. You ready? Let's do it. Okay, so what is the big secret? What makes it taste so good? Honestly, it all comes down to the spices. We're going to make a blend from scratch that's going to be the foundation for everything. This right here, this is where the magic happens. And I'm telling you, once you make your own spice mix for this, you will never, ever go back to a store-bought jar. It is an absolute game changer. Let's break down what's in our secret blend. We've got our base, cumin and coriander, the classics. Then a little crushed red pepper for a nice gentle heat. But here it is. Here's the secret weapon. Instant vegetable bouillon powder. This is what gives it that deep, savory, how'd they do that restaurant flavor. And a tiny pinch of nutmeg is optional, but I really love it for the warmth it adds. All right, now for the fun part. You're going to take your whole cumin and coriander seeds and toast them in a dry pan. You're not trying to burn them, just wake them up. Your whole kitchen is going to smell incredible. Then, everything goes into a grinder or a mortar and pestle. Now listen, here's a major key. You want a coarse grind. You're not making a fine powder. We want that texture because that's where all the flavor lives. Okay, spice blend is done. Now, we use it to create our marinade. This is how we're going to inject all that amazing flavor directly into the liver before it even thinks about hitting the pan. Our marinade is just packed with flavor. We're talking a serious amount of garlic, like 10 to 12 cloves. Don't be shy. Then a big tablespoon of our secret spice mix, some vinegar, and fresh lemon juice for that tang. And if you like it spicy, go ahead and throw in some chili peppers and a little harissa. Every single ingredient here plays a part, so try not to skip anything. So how you actually combine these ingredients really matters. It makes a huge difference in the final product. So what's better, a food processor or the old school mortar and pestle? Look, if you've got a mortar and pestle, now is the time to use it. No question, it doesn't just chop the garlic and peppers, it crushes them, and that releases all their essential oils. You get this incredibly aromatic, coarse paste. A food processor is quick, yeah, but it can make things a little watery and you lose some of that potency. So if you've got one, go traditional. You won't regret it. All right, our flavor base is ready to go. We've got the spice, we've got the marinade. Now it's time for the main event, the liver. Getting the prep right is absolutely critical for that perfect, tender texture. Okay, I need you to listen to me very carefully. This is the #1 rule. Do not wash the liver. I know it might feel weird, but rinsing it with water is the fastest way to make it tough and ruin the flavor. Seriously, if there's any excess liquid, just put it in a strainer and let it drain for a bit. Keep it away from that faucet. Here are a few more pro tips. First, you've got to use veal, buffalo, or beef liver. Sheep's liver is just too strong for this. Now, here's a trick I love. Pop the whole block of liver in the freezer for maybe 30 minutes. It firms it up just enough to make slicing it paper thin a breeze. You can cut it into little strips, which some people call birds, or into wider, thin slices. Whatever you do, it has to be thin. And obviously, a super sharp knife is your best friend here. Or, just ask your butcher to do it. With all that rich, spicy flavor in the liver, you need something cool and creamy to balance it all out. And for that, a simple tahini sauce is absolutely perfect. It's light, it's refreshing, and it's the ideal partner for this dish. We're keeping this tahini sauce super, super simple. All you need is some good quality tahini, some plain yogurt to make it creamy, a couple of cloves of mashed garlic, salt, and a little bit of water to get the right consistency. That's it. So what you're aiming for here is a smooth, pourable sauce. Think a little thinner than pancake batter. You don't want a thick paste, but you definitely don't want it watery either.
Just whisk everything together and add the water a little at a time until it's just right. Make sure you get any lumps of garlic out. We want it light and smooth.
All right, everything is prepped. It is time to cook. Now, this is the most exciting part, and it happens fast. So you need to have everything ready to go right by the stove. Let's do this. I am not kidding when I say this is fast. The total cook time is like 5 to 7 minutes, maximum. The biggest mistake you can make is overcooking the liver. It'll get tough in a heartbeat, so stay focused. Here's the play-by-play. Get a nice wide pan screaming hot, then add a good amount of oil. Before the liver goes in, sizzle a spoonful of the marinade and your chili rings in that oil. This flavors the oil itself. It's a crucial step. Now add the liver, but do it in batches. Do not crowd the pan. If you do, the liver will steam instead of sear. Let it cook for just a couple minutes, give it a flip, and then toss in your sliced green peppers for the last 2 minutes of cooking. And that's it. You're done. And there you have it. Perfectly cooked, incredibly fragrant Alexandrian liver. Now for the best part of all, building that perfect sandwich. Okay, to get the truly authentic experience, you want to find some soft fino bread, which is this amazing little Egyptian roll. If you can't find it, just grab any soft sandwich roll. Now, don't go crazy stuffing it. You want a good ratio of bread to filling. So a little bit of that liver, some of those cooked peppers, a generous drizzle of your fresh tahini, and then the most important part. That final squeeze of fresh lemon juice right before you take a bite is non-negotiable. It just cuts through all the richness and makes every single flavor pop. It brings the whole thing to life. So there you go, the secrets are out. That is how you make perfect, authentic Alexandrian liver at home. I really hope you give it a try.